Hey, welcome. So, if you're in business today, you know the pressure is on. You need a truly world-class e-commerce site, one that can handle anything you throw at it. The catch? You probably need it launched, like yesterday. So how in the world do you build for the future without getting bogged down in development forever? Well, let's dive into that.
I mean, this is the fundamental problem, isn't it? The market moves at the speed of light, but building a really powerful custom e-commerce site from the ground up, that is slow, it's complex, and oh boy is it expensive. We're talking months, maybe even years of work before you see a single dollar from a sale.
So what's the answer? Well, that's where something like SAP Commerce Cloud Accelerators comes into the picture. The best way to think about it is like this. You wouldn't build a house without a solid blueprint, right? An accelerator is exactly that. It's the blueprint for your entire e-commerce platform. Instead of starting with an empty piece of land and a pile of bricks, you're starting with a proven, pre-built foundation.
Okay, so let's get really clear on what these are, because we are not just talking about some simple website template you can buy online. No. These are complete foundational frameworks literally engineered for speed and power right out of the box.
So what's actually under the hood here? Well, for starters, you're not starting from zero. You get pre-configured templates and a ton of essential features ready to go, which means way less time coding the basics. It's got these really robust APIs. You can think of those as super strong bridges connecting your e-commerce site to all your other critical systems, like your inventory or your customer data. And the whole thing is cloud-based, which means it is built for absolute top performance and can handle huge sudden spikes in traffic without even breaking a sweat.
All those features, they sound great, right? But what does all that tech jargon actually mean for your bottom line? Let's break down the real business value here, because this is why it actually matters if you want to seriously compete online.
It really all boils down to these 6 pillars. You can almost think of it as 2 sides of the same coin. On one side, you've got speed and efficiency. You're launching faster, you're saving a ton of money, and you're automating key tasks. And on the other side, you have customer-facing excellence, delivering a way better experience, having the flexibility to really customize your brand, and being able to scale up instantly from massive events like, say, Black Friday.
Speaking of performance under pressure, let's talk about that. Take a look at this number, 33%. This number right here is the proof of how a platform performs when it absolutely, positively has to. Yep, that is the year-over-year traffic increase that retailers on this platform handled during the absolute chaos of Black Friday. So this isn't just some theoretical promise of scalability. This is battle-tested proof that your site won't crash and burn during your most critical sales weekend of the year.
But look, just handling a flood of traffic is only half the battle. What good are all those visitors if they don't actually buy anything? So what about this number? 209%? Now this is where things get really impressive.
Because that's not just about managing traffic, it's about turning that traffic into revenue. During that exact same crazy Black Friday period, businesses saw a 209% surge in their conversion rates. And that is the key takeaway here. The system doesn't just stay online, it's actually optimized to turn all that traffic into sales. That's the real game changer.
But here's the thing. This is not a one-size-fits-all solution, and that's actually a good thing. The real power of these accelerators is that they are specifically tailored for the very unique demands of different industries.
See, each one is built to solve a very specific industry problem. The B2B version, that's designed for complex supply chains and procurement. The B2C one is all about creating a fantastic, engaging customer journey for retail. Telco and utilities, that's focused on managing tricky things like subscriptions and service bundles. And financial services, well, that one prioritizes the high-security workflows you'd need for things like policy and claims management.
So, let's say you've identified the need and you've chosen the right fit for your business. What does that journey from a plan on paper to a live working platform actually look like? Well, it's a pretty structured, logical process that's really designed to eliminate all the guesswork.
The whole process is broken down into these clear phases. First up is the strategy phase. You assess your unique needs and pick the right accelerator. Then comes the build phase. You prepare the technical environment, configure the platform to your liking, and integrate it with all your existing systems. And finally, you move to launch and growth. That means rigorous testing, deployment, and then continuous monitoring and optimization to make sure you always stay ahead of the curve.
Let's look at a real-world example of this in action. The industrial giant ThyssenKrupp, they use the B2B accelerator for their platform called SteelBuy. They took a very traditional industry and completely revolutionized it, with things like online dynamic pricing and tailored catalogs, basically setting a brand new benchmark for how industrial materials are bought and sold.
And this slide just shows the incredible versatility of the platform. I mean, on one hand, you've got a major fashion retailer like Aldo, using it to create a seamless, consistent experience for shoppers across every single channel. And on the other hand, you have the B2B giant Coca-Cola HBC using it for a super secure ordering system for its partners. Two completely different businesses, both powered by the same foundational technology.
Now, this technology is obviously really powerful today, but it is not standing still. The e-commerce landscape is always evolving. So what's next for the tools that are built to master it?
Well, the future is all about getting smarter and way more flexible. That means deeper AI integration to actually predict what your customers want even before they do. It means hyper-personalization that adapts to a shopper in real time. And it means more support for something called headless commerce, which is really just a fancy way of saying you can separate your pretty front-end storefront from your back-end operations, giving you total creative freedom to design unique customer experiences on any device imaginable.
So, if there's one key takeaway, it's this. Accelerators give you the foundation you need to win at e-commerce today, and the flexibility you need to innovate for tomorrow. Which really just leaves one final question for you. Is your business built to accelerate, or is it still stuck on the starting blocks?